Peasant Productions presents the math of ESP, why it works even if you don't believe in it. And this is further discussions on the imaging and the idea of setting the correct image up here in your head, and to help you understand just how badly you are given false information. Fake news! Donald Trump! Fake news! Everybody goes around telling you how you can't make a difference in the world. You can't not fight government! You can't fight the law! All that kind of crazy ass shit. Yeah. Reality check, okay? Every government, every church, every religion, every school, every corporation was once the idea of one single person. Not a group of people. A group of people don't get together and all go, oh, let's all build a school. No. One person says, let's build a school. He tells his buddy, she tells her best friend, whatever, and starts the ball rolling. A single person is always the focal point of change. Yet, every school, I'm 59 years old. I cannot begin to think of how many times I've heard people say, you can't change this or you can't change that because you're just one person. So yes, you go through life hearing corporations and governments and churches that do not want to change. They like being in power. Tell you you can't do this. Now, how deep is this philosophy? A false philosophy. Apple computers, one of the largest companies around in the world, was started in a garage by Steve Jobs, who got together with his buddy Wozniak, and in a garage they started building and creating the Apple computer. They bought the operating system from somebody else, yes, but they had the foresight to realize that that little mouse doohickey thing was a pretty good idea. Microsoft Windows operating system. The DOS operating system was sold by Bill Gates at a profit before he ever bought it. He sold it, I believe, for like $120,000 plus royalties, plus a piece of all future actions in every shape, form, and way. And then he went back to the hotel room and called up the guy that actually wrote, the programmer that actually wrote the software for DOS, and bought it for $10,000. Yeah. 900% profit. Does it give you any idea why Windows is everywhere? Why he has the money to buy legal systems and get away with what he gets away with? Now, Windows is an okay system. It's getting pretty bloated and pretty trashy now, but so is Apple. I just read somebody's comment the other day about how, why are they taking all the good features out? Why are they skinning it down to nothing? Okay. My son likes Linux. Other people I know like Linux because you run it, you do it, you make it work. You play with it. Okay, it's open. It's an open source type of thing. But in every case, you're dealing with a single person. Ford Motor Company, Chevy, GM, Chrysler, Fiat, Maserati, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Bentley, Rolls-Royce, Aston Martin, Lotus, Morris Garage, better known as MG, Austin, Toyota, Suzuki, Yokohama, Firestone, all kinds of different automotive industries. When they got started, there wasn't anybody before them. They just started doing it. They started building in garages and places and things. Some of them used dirty deeds, some of them used clean stuff, some of them, like your Maseratis and your Lamborghinis and your Ferraris, went for the eccentrics. It doesn't matter. They all went out and as a single person decided to change the world. And I'm willing to bet if you go and you read the biographies of those people, an awful lot of them got told, oh, you'll never do it, you'll never make it, you're not this, you're not that, and all that. I get told quite often that because I'm not a member of NASA, there's no way in hell I could have created the International Space Station. I have no connections. Well, two problems. One, a NASA engineer rented from me in 1980-81. He laughed in my face about my asking why they used the tile system. Weren't they concerned about the fact that it would fail? He laughed and walked away. 2003, of course, a bunch of astronauts lost their lives as the shuttle took off, damaged its own tile systems with its own its own setup. Nobody shot a gun at it or a missile or anything like that. And upon re-entry, those missing tiles, of course, were instant access for superheated gases to melt the shuttle down. Oops! Damn, I was right 23 years in advance. Horrible life, when you think about it. In 2015, I had an engineer's mother-in-law living in one of my family apartments again. So they know, because I flat out told them that there's a post up on their internet about my creating the International Space Station. Now I was 24 years old. I'm sorry, 25 in '83. I knew that they weren't going to take this snot-nosed kid's idea. They weren't going to buy it from this snot-nosed kid either, because they wouldn't want to admit to something like that. But if I wrote it up just right, if I wrote it up just right, I could make it the perfect object to steal that idea. And that's what I did. I needed to make a change to give this world an object of peace, something they could look up to. So I created the International Space Station in peace. And 15 years later is doing it, 34 years later, 15 countries are doing exactly that. They are in peace, they are working, they are doing it. It is ungodly amounts of money involved because there are so many countries that make bits and pieces for either the rocket ships going up, the astronauts needing supplies, or actually involved in the observation stations, the tracking station, you name it. There's so much involved in that International Space Station up there. It's absolutely incredible that it's in peace. There's not a bomb or a gun or anything like that. But your governments don't talk about how there's an object of peace and people working together in the sky. No. They talk about all the bombs and guns. They talk about how they have to go and shoot and kill people who want you to learn how to think. So your schools teach you not to challenge authority. Your churches teach you not to challenge authority. Your governments teach you not to challenge authority. Your parents obviously are going to tell you not to challenge them. My son really had a freaky time dealing with his friends because he could always challenge me. Hey Dad, why did you tell me I have to do this? Well son, it's like this. Let me show you what we need to do here. He never once got the, do that because I'm your dad and I told you so. Never, ever. 26 years old. He still doesn't get it from me. You want to do that? Fine. Let's look at what you want to do. Let's see what options I can give you. You may not be doing what I want you to do, son, but you're doing what you want to do. And I am much happier here because of that. So stop and realize that you're told you can't make a difference because people don't want you to make a difference. Not because you cannot really make a difference. Your world needs a miracle. You people need to work together, and you need to stop believing you cannot make a change. You cannot make a difference. You need to start realizing and imaging in your head that you can work together. You can be one people. You can be one thing. It is only one planet. And you're all dependent on the same life support system. Okay?